wish people knew about their 20s as a 54-year-old who lived a very different 20s. I was born in Sydney in the 1970s, so I was 20 in the 1990s. Being in your 20s in Australia has completely changed since then. It's become much harder these days, and I don't think it's because young people are soft or lazy. The real reason's far more concerning. Take housing. It took on average 6 years to save for a deposit in the 1990s, and now it takes 11. The average house price in 1990 was $184,000. Now it's over $1 million. I don't know anybody who's motivated to save for a house anymore. Buying your first home is something you no longer do in your 20s. Same with HECS debts. Uni used to be free. For me, I paid off my HECS in my 20s. Now on average, you have a HECS debt that lasts over a decade. So it's no longer something that you do in your 20s, you do it in your 30s. Australia in 2025, your 30s is your new 20s. In 1990s, women had their first child in their 20s, and now women have their first child in their 30s. Your 20s is just not the same anymore. I think there's a real problem with the way that we've treated the next generation in this country. We live in a wealthy country, but we're just not sharing that wealth with the next generation, and we've made it much more difficult for them. It's a problem with politics in this country. The major parties, Labor and Liberal, are more concerned about themselves and the next generation. It's true of housing, it's true of cost of living, and it's been true of climate change for decades now. The major parties are just not getting things right for the next generation. I seriously think if we're going to give the next generation their 20s back, we've got to change the way that we do things in this country. I know we can do so much better.